Up next on Sappy Radio, 44.4 on your FM dial, a little J.B. Copeland. He's not licensed, but he's definitely listening. This is Sappy Hour.
Welcome to Sappy Hour, brought to you by Intelligent Change. I am really excited about today's episode. We're going to change it up a little bit, and we have a guest that I cannot wait to introduce. You probably know her. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about it. Do you have big dreams, big goals? I know I do. And a lot of times those dreams slightly freak you out. You might feel like they're unattainable, or you feel out of touch with them. And what happens is when we have these big dreams, to us in our subconscious and in our brain, these dreams feel unsafe. Everything in us is willing them to happen. We're trying to make the right decisions for them to happen, but deep down, we still feel like there is a disconnect. And when we feel disconnected, what happens is we procrastinate. We feel stuck. For example, with me, there are some things in my life that I'm chasing after right now. Big dreams that I am trying to align myself with. And because these dreams are so uncomfortable, I find myself thinking about them more than actually acting on them. And when I do know that it's time to act on them, I find myself feeling stuck and procrastinating. It's the brain's way of keeping you in comfort. And dreams are very uncomfortable. So what we have to do is train our brains, train ourselves to know that these dreams are safe, to know that we have what it takes to bring these dreams to life. There's old programming within us that might not agree with that. And when we're chasing these dreams, we're also going against this program of not feeling like enough and feeling like we might be a little bit crazy. So today we're unpacking how to make your goals and your dreams come to life so that your brain can finally stop slamming the brakes on you when you know it is time to move. And this isn't some crazy how-to. Usually our answers are found in simplicity. But what happens is most of the time, if we're not aware of it, our brain is working in default mode. And we have to slow down enough to get ourselves out of that mode and into creative mode, into faith mode. And we actually have to learn to rewire our brain so that we do not associate our dreams and our ambitions with fear and unsafety. The uncomfortability and the lack of safety that your dreams bring to you is what holds you back. I'm very, very excited about it. And then we're going to also go through a morning routine that will get you in the best place possible and connect you with yourself to give you the intention to make these dreams come to life. Because that's why we're here. Why else are we here? Sometimes we forget that we're on this earth to bring something to life, and we just don't know how to do it. This episode will simplify it and give you the tools to create and build what you are here to create. And again, it's simple, and you can do it right now. Our guest today is Emily McDonald. A lot of you might know her from Instagram, M on the Brain. Emily is a brilliant neuroscience storyteller who makes the complex feel actionable. We filmed this, and the way that she simplified what all of this means changed my life and showed me that I can do it, which means it's going to change your life and show you that you can do it. Emily is one of the fastest growing accounts on Instagram and on TikTok because of her practical takes on neuroscience and brain hacking. And I'm so excited because you're going to leave with real practices that help you show up on purpose to bring these dreams to life. In this first segment, we're going to dive into how to rewire your brain to make your goals feel safe and attainable. Check it out.
Something that I've been obsessed with recently is wiring your goals as safe.
How do you rewire your brain to think this way? How do I make myself feel safe? How do I manifest these things?
I mean, I can give you some steps.
Okay. I want some steps.
So the first thing, and this is important for anyone and everyone, is to make sure that your nervous system is regulated and balanced. And that is a complicated endeavor. And there are lots of different mini steps within that step. But you can just start with, grounding, meditation, breath work, simple things like that to help you kind of regulate your nervous system. And this is something that I was telling you about, right? As soon as I got into the car, I was biohacking. I was toning my vagus nerve. because that helps to regulate and increase your heart rate variability. And what that is it's basically your adaptability to stress. The higher your heart rate variability, the more adaptable you are.
Can you explain heart rate variability?
It's
what does that mean?
It's just
I
like,
didn't even say it right. You keep laughing at me. Variability.
it's okay, just in the simplest terms, like it really is just like, okay, if your heart rate is not variable, it's just not flexible. Like you're not resilient.
Got it.
You're less resilient to things, right?
Okay.
But if you have a high heart rate variability, it's like you can switch up. Like you can switch modes easily and quickly. Like, okay, like you can respond to this stressful situation, but then you go back down to calm. You don't stay up. You stay, you get stressed like after, but like in a workout, you stress your body out, your heart rate goes up, but then after that workout, can your heart rate come back down like quickly?
Yeah.
That's heart rate variability.
Okay.
And so when you have a high heart rate variability, that's a sign of a good balanced nervous system. Like you're good, you're regulated. That's really good. And so that's kind of the first step, is to just like do the things to kind of help to regulate your nervous system, like meditate, breath work, grounding, literally like. And so anyway, that's step one. And that's kind of like, you can do with that with what you will, but just grounding, all right? And
yes.
there are lots of practices.
Breath work has helped me a ton.
Yeah.
Meditation's helped me a ton. Just getting quiet.
Meditation gives you superpowers.
It really does. Meditation, grounding, and breath work is also something that I procrastinate, because it's also something that my nervous system is not used to. And I have a really hard time doing it. And so it's like, fuck, like, it's like I'm stuck all around here. Like, this is the thing that can help me a lot, and I don't want to do it because I'm more comfortable numbing on my phone or this and that. And so it's like, you do kind of have to kick yourself in the ass sometimes.
Well, do you think meditating is hard?
I think quieting my brain to get to a place of meditation is hard. I think slowing down is hard. I'm a thinker. I'm always thinking about all the things that I have to do. I'm thinking about, what am I going to say here? What am I going to do here? That kind of thing. And so it's like the busy, and like all of these things that like I'm trying to accomplish. And I think a lot of people can, it's like, I would rather think about that rather than ground so I can actually think about it.
Yeah, that used to be me 100%. I used to be the person that always had to have like something planned. Like I couldn't, like the schedule had to be full. Like I couldn't, like I always had to be doing something. Like that was me. And now I'm over here like, when can I schedule my silence? Like literally like what my time, like Emily time is in my calendar. It's like nobody can bother me during Emily time. This is time where I just like literally have nothing planned, and that's like when I get my best ideas. That's when I feel the best. That's when I'm the most creative, the most intuitive. And that's really when I'm just like, that's like restoration time. And that time is so important when it comes to reprogramming your subconscious mind, because you need to be regulated, and also time and silence, like I had just mentioned, quiets the default mode network of the brain. And if nothing motivates you, this should, because the default mode network of the brain, and nobody ever talks about this, but the default mode network is exactly what it sounds like. Like it is you on default mode, autopilot.
Bot mode.
This is NPC mode,
Yes.
literally like non-player character mode. Like when they talk about like, oh, people run on like automatic or autopilot most of the time, that's the default mode network. And what is that also responsible for? You're worrying about your internal state, overthinking, like just basically like it's the ego.
This is so helpful.
It's the ego of the brain. Like the default mode network is your identity. Like it is all the brain areas that are involved in you thinking about you. And when you meditate, when you visualize, when you do breath work and grounding, you quiet the default mode network of the brain. And you know what research shows? When you quiet the default mode network of the brain, you enhance your sense of oneness and your feeling of connectedness with all things. So this is how you turn off autopilot mode. Like that is how you do it. And meditation completely changed my life, because I used to be the person that was reactive and not responsive. And I remember the first time I noticed that it changed me is when I was in my PhD interviews. And normally I would be the person to immediately have to respond to the question. But I found myself listening and just sitting with it and coming up with a response and then responding, mindfully. And that is where you have your power. Like that's how you become the creator of your life, when you do things with intention, on purpose. Because if you're running on autopilot, then you really don't have a great ability to be the creator. We're always practicing something.
Okay.
And so if you're not practicing mindfulness, if you're not practicing quieting the mind, then you are practicing distraction. You're practicing being reactive. You're practicing being triggered. And so if you're not practicing one, you're practicing the other. And that's just the nature of the way that your brain works. Like when you activate pathways in your brain, those pathways become stronger over time. And so you are reinforcing. Whatever you're doing, you're reinforcing. And so if you're not every day waking up doing the things you know you need to do to quiet the mind and, you know, activate creator mode and get out of the default mode, then you are practicing being in autopilot and you're practicing default mode. And that's, I think, the problem with like a lot of people now with like just being distracted. It's because like, it's not that you have this problem where you can't focus. It's just that you get up every day and you practice being distracted. Like you practice distraction. You don't practice focus. Like it's really just so simple. Like practice focus, you'll be better at focusing.
I think you just told me what's wrong with me. I don't know.
You got to practice
I know.
what you want to, like how you want to be. You need to put that into practice. Like whatever you're always practicing something.
Yeah, and it's as simple as getting quiet.
Yeah, yeah, and it you know, it is kind of like there's always the waves of life. So it's, you know, there are times when I go 2 weeks and I haven't meditated, and then something haven't and I'm like, I haven't been meditating. Like we got to go back to it, and I start meditating every day again, and then I feel like I have superpowers again.
What comes next?
Yeah, so I would say step 2 is rewiring like doing the actual rewiring, the association between your goal and fear. And so right now, like your nervous system has an association, like I was saying, it's always attaching meaning. And so right now, whatever your goal is, your nervous system has attached fear to it, or, you know, unpredictability, which is fear. And so what you need to do is actually go in and rewire this association. And you can do this through, like, for example, me starting my podcast. I did it through literally affirming, like step 1, affirmations, like affirming, like this, it is safe for me to do this. Like, hey, brain, like it's safe. Like it'll be okay. Like it's safe for me to be vulnerable. It's safe for me to be seen. It's safe for me to have a top podcast. It's safe for me. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing is you can visualize yourself doing whatever it is, doing the goal, doing the work, and feeling good, and feeling safe, and feeling like everything's gonna be okay. Like really feeling that feeling of safety and security and happiness and joy while doing the thing that's scaring you right now. Those are 2 really powerful things that I would do to rewire the association. Those would be my 2 kind of main.
And does
things.
The brain listen to you?
Yeah.
Especially, I'm sure it really listens before you do that, you ground.
Right.
Okay.
So this is kind of where I like when I was talking about heart rate variability, I love that we can bring it back to that as well. So if you've grounded, you've actually raised your heart rate variability. And you've actually balanced your nervous system a little more, and that actually allows your subconscious to be more reprogrammable. So your brain, it listens to you more if it's not in fight or flight or freeze or lack or scarcity. If you're in gratitude, like gratitude's another way.
It's a beautiful
to
thing.
balance your nervous system. So just like doing a little bit of gratitude before you reprogram. So like if you're trying to do a visualization, take a moment before the visualization and just do some gratitude or do some breath work or just something to signal to your nervous system that you're safe right now, that opens up your mind and it allows you to reprogram it easier. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
We are powerful. It's
yeah.
so insane.
Like we have so much power. It's like just know how to, like the rule. When you know the rules of the game you can start to be a player and just start leveling up.
I love that.
Yeah.
I really need to hear this. All right, what's the next step?
So then after that, my third kind of step, I would say, after those 2 things is just, and this is advice that I give to my clients all the time, a lot of times we get stuck or we procrastinate because we are looking at this thing as a mountain that we need to climb. And you need to stop, like you don't need to know how to get to the top of the mountain from the bottom. Like you only need to know the next right step. And so you don't even need to visualize yourself having this, or me, and for my example, having this top 1% podcast. Like that doesn't feel safe. Maybe it's like way too unrealistic to even trick my nervous system into feeling that. But I can signal to my nervous system that doing the next right step is safe. And going from there and always just focusing on that. Like I used to do something called intuitive hiking when I was in my PhD, where I would purposely get lost in the desert, like in the mountains. And then I would try to follow my intuition to get back to my car without looking at maps or anything. And at first, I would check maps before I got back and I'd be like, damn it, I was on the right path. Like, why'd I do that? And then over time I realized like, oh, I am on the right path. Like, just trust and keep taking steps. And then over time I learned like, you don't need to know how to get from where you are to where you want to be. You only need to know the next right step, and the path will continue to unfold for you.
So is there any other steps after that?
No, I would say those are the 3 main steps. I like to keep things in 3s.
I hope that helped you as much as it helped me. Before we go on to the next thing with Emily, when we were talking in that last segment, step 1 was about breath work and meditation. And the Open app is where I go to do meditation. They have anything and everything for meditation and breath work. And it has helped me so much, especially in the mornings, or you can do it whenever you want, to ground yourself, to get your nervous system in a place to actually begin rewiring your brain. It is the most important step. And I reached out to Open and I said, hey, this is what this podcast is about. I'd really love it if we could give the listeners a code, maybe get them 30 days free. And they were like, hell yeah, let's do it. And there is a track on the Open app, which is linked to the link at the link in my description. Dang, I said link a lot, but that's okay. And if you press that link, it will take you to a sign up and you will be able to get 30 days free using JB30. And when you get into the app and you start checking it out, look up Becoming Magnetic. That is the track that you should do, because this is what this is all about: attracting your dream life, aligning yourself with your dream life. I think the link should take you there, but if it doesn't, just type it in the search bar. And make sure you use JB30 to get 30 days free. The way that Open works is it's like 10 to 12 minutes of meditation a day. That's all you got to do. And it is something that has helped me tremendously. And you got it on your phone, on an app. You can open it up anywhere you're at, in the car, on a walk, in the sauna, at the gym, and let them lead you through a daily reset that gets you ready to receive. Again, the link's in my bio, code JB30 for 30 days free. Next, we're going to hop back in with Emily on her daily routine that sets her up for success every single day. And it's different than I thought it would be. It is practical, but it's also spiritual. And it's something that I've been trying as of late. And I've been very surprised at the power within myself. And I think that you will also be very surprised at the power within yourself. And so let's check out this next segment with Emily on a badass morning routine. Check it out.
Okay. Lastly, what is your life-changing morning routine?
Okay.
I have to know this.
The life-changing morning routine, it involves connecting to my intuition, and it involves kind of some of the things I've been talking about where you practice having your own back. So I've noticed that I work the best when I am connected to my intuition, and also when I am in my own joy and when I am feeling confident and being there for myself. And so I'm like, how can I kind of put this into practice, right? And I'm always about like putting things into practice, like actionable steps. And so for me, like I always have a morning routine. There's always something that I'm doing, whether it's taking me 30 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour, whatever it is. And it always involves movement, because if you didn't know, every night as you sleep, your brain dumps a whole bunch of waste into your neck. Yeah. And you need to circulate that, move your body. Otherwise, that buildup of waste can be damaging to your brain.
And how do you do this? Just working out or
movement,
walking?
Yeah, like rebounding, walking, skipping, jumping, working out, whatever it is. Just move your body around for a little bit, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah. So that's like, I always do that in the morning. That's like a non-negotiable, whether that's working out if I have time for a workout in the morning, but sometimes I have time. I have a mini trampoline that I jump on for 5 minutes. Like I like to make things fun. So I jump. But that's one step, but the kind of the transformation happens in the other parts. So I always keep my morning routine with 3 M's: movement, mindfulness, and mindset. So then I go into exactly what we're talking about. So everything that we've talked about today, like then I do this. So I sit down and I ground, and this is where I channel my lightning bolt that goes through me and down into the center of the earth. And that's, for me, that's grounding, because I feel like I am connected to God and I'm connected to the earth. And for me, like I'm being led. When I'm connected to both, like I know that I'm safe, protected, divinely guided, and protected. Like that's my saying.
I love it.
So that's what I do to ground, just breathe and connect with that. And then I move into connecting to my intuition, where in the silence of my mind, I literally just ask, what is there for me to know today? And then just be silent and just allow some answer to come. And the answer always comes.
Is it like, what can you give me an example of like what an answer would be?
Yeah. Sometimes, like the other day, my intuition told me, you need to remember your power. You need to remember the power that you are. And then, okay, so after I get the answer, then I say, okay, what steps can I take to be most aligned with my highest self today? And then that day it was probably go be in your power. And like really just like remember your power and like be in your power. But sometimes it's like, you know, you need to be in your joy today and remember like to be joyful, or go do some gratitude, or, you know, you need to go dance for a little bit, or like be there for yourself, like comfort yourself in some way. Like a day that I have a ton of meetings, it's like, what do I need to do for myself today? And that day it was like make yourself like a nice matcha and just sit and on the couch and just like give yourself a little bit of comfort this morning before you dive into this like madness of a day that you're about to have, and just like be and like comfort yourself. And so those two questions have been transformative for me. Like there's always an answer that comes up, and it always helps me like every day. And your intuition knows best. And so if you do the grounding first, right, it allows you to balance your nervous system and calm your nervous system down so that you can tune into your heart. Because like I said, high heart rate variability in studies has been shown to an enhanced sense of intuition and creativity. So
You said something in the car about the heart sends messages to the brain.
yeah, the heart sends more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. One of my favorite books of all time is The Mastery of Love. And there's a question that he says, and it's are you on the track of love, or are you on the track of fear? And you're always on one of the two. And I've always asked myself that, because I'm the type of creator, like I don't post every day. I never have. Like when I was in my PhD, I posted like once every 2 weeks, but I still somehow like came up. And so ever since then, like people will ask me like, oh, do you have like a posting schedule and stuff? I'm like, no, it's just whenever I feel like it. And, you know, I've gotten into states of mind where I do shift over to that scarcity or lack mindset. And I'll feel like, oh, I need to post today because I haven't posted in a while and people are going to forget about me if I don't post. That's the track of fear. And when I post, that's out of fear. And guess what? It doesn't do well. Like it doesn't perform well.
You're talking to the choir right here. Yeah, I get it.
But if there's like if I'm driving in the car and all of a sudden this idea pops in my head, I'm like, yes, I need to go record that. And I feel so passionate and excited to share that message. That's when it goes viral. And it's like, that's when I'm on the track of love. When I'm doing things because I feel like I have something that I need to express, like there's something that I need to get out of me, versus doing something to avoid an outcome that I don't want, or to like because I'm scared of something happening.
Yeah, intentions are so important.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. That is so good.
Yeah, and so that's actually step 3 of the morning routine.
Okay.
So after you tap into your intuition, then step 3 is intention setting. And I'm huge. Like, intention is so powerful, and it's like a neuroscience hack, like huge pro-level neuroscience hack, because setting an intention actually primes your brain to then go look and activate how you want it to. I used to do this in my PhD because I have ADHD, and I was on medication for the longest time. Then I studied medical pharmacology in my PhD, learned about big pharma, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing this to myself anymore. So I stopped, and then, you know, I have trouble focusing. And so, but I utilized the doorway effect, and I didn't know it at the time, that's what I was doing. But every time you go through a doorway, like I was saying before, environment and context is huge. So when you go through a doorway, your brain shifts modes. That's why if you walk into a room and you forget what you went in there for, it's because your brain shifts. And your memory, like you segment your memory and in time and everything. So anyway, as I would walk through this doorway to class, I would say, I'm going to focus. Like my brain, like I'm going to focus today and I'm going to learn something. Like I'm going to focus and I'm going to be able to pay attention in class today. And that was like, and I didn't know it at the time that I was like really intention setting and priming my brain, utilizing the doorway effect. But when you do that, you tell your prefrontal cortex, which is the CEO, the boss of your brain, what to do. And like you're giving the boss the instructions, and the prefrontal cortex is highly connected to your limbic system, which is the emotional centers of your brain, the reward centers of your brain. And so now it tells all these other brain areas how to act. So intention setting really is telling your brain how to act and how to be, and it does change how your brain acts. But then also there are areas like the default mode network of the brain, like we talked about, and that is kind of the default mode. And so you help to kind of shift your default mode throughout the day when you intention set.
What's the default mode connected to, like the amygdala or?
Well, it's the brain is highly connected to a lot of everything.
Okay.
So like everything is connected.
Yeah.
And I love that because, you know, in spirituality and like when you talk in like in kind of those terms, like everything is connected and oneness and all of that. But then when you go to the nervous system, it's like everything is connected there as well. Like not everything, but the brain is highly connected. And the default mode network is a network of a bunch of brain areas. It's not like one brain area.
Okay.
So it's a lot of different brain areas talking to each other. But it is highly connected to like the prefrontal cortex or the emotional areas of the brain, and they all kind of work together. But you tell that, and then there's also the reticular activating system, which is responsible for filtering your senses, all your senses except for smell. The smell goes straight to the brain. But so you actually tell that brain area as well, like, hey, filter reality to match this intention that I've set, like. Literally, and then your brain constructs a different reality. Like I remember the first time I realized this, I was on shrooms, and I was just like, hey, let me see more colorful. And all of a sudden, everything became more colorful.
That's lit.
Yeah, and that was the first time, I mean, brain color is a construct, so why not? Like tell your brain, like, hey, be more colorful, and like on psychedelics, default mode network is completely quiet. Like I have no limitations, lack, fear, any of that. Like I'm just like possibility thinking. Let's just see the world more colorful, and then boom. Colors become more vibrant. Like that's really how the brain works. Like when you get to that point, like that is really how it works. So intention setting, super powerful. Step 3 is like based upon what your intuition told you. And step 2, like what did you need to hear today, and how do you need to do, like what steps can you take? Then you set the intention to take those steps, and you set the intention to be whatever it is that your nervous system told you that it needs that day. And that's how I set intentions in the morning. And then throughout the day, like I said, if I'm going into a meeting or something, like I'll just set an intention for how I want to be, how I want to act, like if I want to move through that with peace and in flow. And it makes a huge difference.
Is there one last thing you want to leave the audience with, leave the people watching with that could, I always like to leave with some encouragement.
Yeah.
Even though this has been a very encouraging conversation.
Yeah.
But
my words I would say is just do not forget the power that you are. Like, do not forget the power that you are and the power that you have. Like, you are so powerful. You are divine life force energy playing the game as a human. Like, you ask me how I get through tough times, that's another thing. Like, I literally will just remember, like, oh yeah, I'm playing a game. Like, literally, like, I'll be going through, I'll be stressed, overthinking something. I get in the shower and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, right. Like, life is a video game. Yep. Like I'm an alien. Like I'm an alien.
I like you.
Like literally, yes. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, wait, like I'm an alien. Like it'll be all right. Like it'll be okay.
Yeah, that's so good. Well, thank you so much for visiting us at Sappy House and being a part of the Sappy Hour podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and yeah, I'm so excited for people to be able to watch this.
All right, so today we covered a lot, making your goals feel safe, and you can do that. And I hope that you take these steps and you start doing them daily. Getting out of autopilot mode and using intentions to prime your brain. We love Emily. On Instagram, her handle is @MOnTheBrain. I'll have it in the description. You guys got to check her out. She's killing it, and it will help you on the daily if you go watch her. And one thing that she said that really stuck with me is learning to do things out of love and not out of fear. And that's not just with her talking about posting and on Instagram. That's something that you can start bringing into your life in any decision that you make. If you are doing things out of a place of lack and urgency, and you'll feel it. You'll know when you feel urgent, when you feel fearful, when you feel lack. If you're making decisions from that place, it's not a good thing. It's not the end of the world, but your intentions are off. And the reason that your intentions are this way is because you do not feel like you're enough. You do not feel like things are going to work out for you. And that becomes your reality. All the decisions that you make are from that place of inadequacy. And the only way to stop that is to stop making decisions out of inadequacy. When the urgency, when the fear comes up, do not make that decision. Do these steps that we talked about today. Ground yourself. Understand that everything that you need is within you. And question that inadequacy. Question that urgency within you. Why is that even there? And get yourself centered and begin making decisions from a place of love with the right intentions. When you start doing that, even the smallest little decisions, your life will begin to change because your intentions are pure. That if that's one thing that you could leave with, really one of the most important things that I think I talk about on my Instagram and on this podcast is that getting your intentions right change your life. Making decisions from love and not for love. Everything that you need is already within you. You are abundant. The fear that you feel, the doubt that you feel, the urgency that you feel is not in alignment with your truth. Things are going to work out for you. What is for you will find you. You can take a step back and tell this fear to take a seat and take the hand of pure intentions and love and start making decisions that will change your life. It's not about what decision that you're making. It's about why you are making it. And that is the trick of a lifetime. When I first started posting on Instagram, I got into this fear mindset, like she was talking about. And I felt like I had to post every single day, because I felt like people wouldn't like me anymore or I would become irrelevant. And there's a lot of different things in our lives that makes us feel that way. This pressure, this internal pressure, and maybe even some external pressure. And I ran myself into the ground. And I had to take a step back and I had to realize that I was already enough. And now I post from a place of love. Not every time. Sometimes I still feel fearful, but I have to check myself. And then that's in anything that I do, any business decision that I make, any money decision that I make, any relational decision that I make. I have to make sure my intentions are right. So check your intentions and make good decisions. If your intentions are pure, the decisions will be good. I want to hear your stories and questions. Call Sappy Hotline, 888-444-9461. Next week, we'll be diving back into voicemails. And that is just so much fun for me. And I really appreciate you guys calling in and trusting that I could potentially have the right answer. And I don't know, maybe my answers are right, maybe they aren't, but I do try. Sappy Hour streams every Friday on all platforms. Watch on YouTube, watch on Spotify, or listen on Spotify and listen on Apple Podcast. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.
Past and present.